This is the Beardown Corner with your host, Sergeant Cornolio. Hello, everyone. We are here again for episode 8, week 16, Beardown Corner. Ladies and gentlemen, we are into the final weeks, heading into the playoffs. My goodness, is it going to get exciting. We got a lot of crap coming up in the next few weeks. We got some around the league news here today, though. We got some week 15 recap. We got some week 16 setup. Got a little bit of fantasy talk. So we pretty much got you covered in most places. And, of course, the around the league news. Like always, some fun stories and just shit shows stuff to chat about. So let's get into it. Week 15 recap. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the LA Rams, who fell to... not fell. They defeated, the 49ers 12-6 on Thursday Night Football. They came out, their kickers played, defense showed up. It was a shit fest. It was a good divisional game. As in a quote that Kyren Williams made later on in interviews after the game, we're the big brothers now after they swept the 49ers this season. And they continue their push for the playoffs at 8-6 and the NFC West crown. So, moving into Sunday's games. Well, not much happening there. You got Dallas taking out Carolina 30-14. Nick Chubb, unfortunately, went down with an ankle foot injury, so he's out for the rest of the year as the Cleveland Browns fall 21-7 against the Kansas City Chiefs. So here's the interesting part about that game, though. Patty Mahomes suffered a high ankle sprain. He is listed week to week. Honestly, very simple conversation for this. Rest your ass. You got a 2-game lead or whatever the hell it is for first seed. Even if you don't make first seed, you're going to have home playoff. You go take the Bills on in Buffalo come the AFC title game, and that's all there is to it. If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, don't go out and risk Patrick Mahomes. You sit his ass for a week at least. At least one game. Christ, you got a former possible MVP player in damn Carson Wentz who will be just fine. So let the man play. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Anyway, Miami fell to the Houston Texans 20-12. Mr. Nico Collins and all the fantasy owners out there, we are happy to have you back and to see you producing your 2 touchdowns that you usually give, my baby. So let's go. Let's fucking move into it. 37-27 Cincy over Tennessee. Jamar Chase didn't have quite the game everyone expected. He had an average in fantasy points, 18. I think he had like 7 or 8 catches, 60 yards. I don't know, something like that. He had a good game, but not the usual like 40 burgers we're used to. So, things are still to come. They're still in playoff contention at 6-8. The Cincinnati Bengals are still in wild card playoff contention. So, hope the best for that for them. Probably ain't going to happen, though, because I'm pretty sure LA Chargers hold the head-to-head matchup win over them this year. So, that could be interesting down the stretch. Saints fall to Washington 20-19 on a failed 2-point conversion by the New Orleans Saints to finish the game. Tie the game, go to overtime? I don't know, makes sense to me, doesn't it? Like, they blocked a field goal last week against the Giants to win that game by like 3 points. They lose this week because they decide to go for 2. Kick your goddamn extra point and go to overtime. Hope that you get a goddamn stop. Your defense already held them to 20 points. The hell's another drive worth? You idiot. I should do a little idiot segment of the week. That should be the first one. You idiot. All right, moving along. I don't need to get too deep into that. Yeah, failed 2-point. They lose 20-19. Sorry, Saints fans. Sorry, my boys down there. Mr. Lando Commando, Mr. Jakey the Snake Roberts, and the rest of the clan down there. Dusty, Jeremy, all of you. Huge shout out. Love y'all. Let's move into things. We got Jets and Jacksonville, 32-25. The Jets won a game. It's a goddamn miracle. They won a game. So you know what? Good for them. I'm glad to see Rodgers finally passing the ball around like he should be. Davante Adams catches his 80th touchdown in his career from Rodgers and his 100th overall. So, huge game by him. in the world of fantasy with a 40-point game. Like, good God. I had him and Josh Allen on an ESPN team this week. We fucking wiped the floor, 173 to 125. Like, Buddy thought he was going to win. Not today. So, Jets win 32-25. Baltimore, Lamar Jackson, 5 touchdowns. Look, they won 35-14 against the New York Giants. Not much more needs to be said there. Pittsburgh, Philly, Battle of Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts in the touchdown end zone together again. They are best friends. They're ready to do this. They want to take the Eagles to new sorts and heights. So they're going to do it. Or are they? That's the question in the next 3 weeks. How well unified is this team really? In a recent interview after the game, I think it was Hurts or Brown, one of the two came out, and they said, basically, we wanted to do that, we wanted to do the dance, and we wanted to show that we're on the same page, because we are. There ain't anything special happening here. We're just playing football. And there's no disgruntlement. So whoever's making up these false locker room accusations, if they're false, who knows? But honestly, who cares? Eagles win 27-13. Indy, Denver, my God. 5 turnovers. They won 31-13. Indy just got trampled on. Buffalo, Detroit. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Dan Campbell. Oh, boy. 12 minutes left in the fourth. And he does it. Dan Campbell. He calls a fucking onside kick. You can't even do it, like, surprisingly anymore. He calls an onside kick. He thought they were going to catch it. Well, Bills go down, they score, make it like 48-25 or whatever the hell it was at that point, 42-25. They still lost, the Detroit Lions did, but by a score of 48-42, they made a game of it. But the Bills, they're on a different level right now. So are the Lions. But the Bills are on a completely different level right now. Josh Allen is like, boys, let's just fucking go. We're ready for playoffs. We're going. We're going. We want number 1 seed. We're going. We want it. They'll take it. Simple as that. If Patty Mahomes sits in the next week to 2, and the Bills can gain up on those games they need, they're number 1 seed. Hard and hard. Like, there's no question about it. Lions fans, sorry to say, but you guys, I forget the defensive player's name. My bad. I'm sorry for that. But you did lose David Montgomery yesterday. That is a huge loss it's just a huge loss. My God, the guy had pretty much consistent touchdowns almost every game this year so far. There's not much to say. He's been a gem. And I'm sorry for your loss. I like David Montgomery, the former Bear. I think he fits well in Detroit. And unfortunately, he's now out for the rest of the year. So, best of luck to you, my friend. I'm sure I even got your injury on here. I think. I already know. No, it just has lost on Sunday. You know what? That's okay. We wish you the best of luck, Mr. Montgomery, and we will hope to see you in the future. Tampa Bay, keeping the dream alive, baby. 8-6, 40-17. They beat the Los Angeles Chargers. They're not going away. Mike Evans just doing his goddamn thing, ladies and gentlemen. McMillan, 2 touchdowns this Sunday. So I don't know how deep your PPR leagues are, but might be a guy to go pick up. I grabbed him earlier in the year. I threw a couple on him this week as well on other leagues. So we'll see. But New England, Arizona. New England lost 17-30. The Cardinals are rolling along. They're hoping to push the LA Rams for that spot. They want that NFC West crown too. They're not gone yet. Sunday nighter, Green Bay Packers. All right, the Cheeseheads won 30-13. The story coming out of that game, Geno Smith suffered a knee injury. Luckily, good news for all Seahawk fans. Nothing major, nothing structural. He should be good to go this Sunday, according to most recent reports. So let's hope for the best for that, because we don't like to see people go down. It makes the game worse. You take the talent away from the game, it makes the game worse. Makes opportunity, and sometimes even better football, but at other times, not so much. So, so good luck, Geno Smith. Bears lose 30-12 honestly, I was watching the game. I seen some things, and I was just like, fuck this. I'm out. Peace. I'm going to play Madden, my friend. I'm going to go be my own quarterback in the Holyoverse. But you know what? That's okay. It's okay because we all get to do that. We all get to have fun in that. Right? And trying to eat our sorrows away with Madden because apparently our own team can't do shit. Bears lose 30-12. Minnesota Vikings continue their winning streak and so forth. Yeah. Atlanta, they pick up the win 15-9 in the other Monday nighter. Las Vegas, yeah, you guys, you held defensively. You did everything you could. It just, I guess, wanted it more. Kirk Cousins threw his first touchdown pass in like 3 or 4 games, or whatever the hell it's been. They got a safety in that game. I think a couple field goals. That's why it was 15. It wasn't 5 field goals. It was 2 field goals, a touchdown, extra point, and a 2 points and a safety. So, you know, hell of a game. Good job, Atlanta. Hey, my man, Super Suit, over on Kick, check him out. And he is a big Atlanta fan, so hopefully they can do something for him, just as the Saints can maybe finish off the year strong for my boys down in New Orleans and, you know, whoever else is cheering, right? There's Cowboys fans out there I got Packer fan friends. Always have, always will. Yeah, it's exciting. We're going into week 16. We have 3 weeks left of football. Let's go. I like it. All right. Let's move into around the league news on probably a lot of the same stories we just covered, but hey, whatevs. Let's get into it. This is what I could come up with for you on the Tuesday edition of Around the League after Monday Night Football. So, we got the Patty Mahomes story, high ankle sprain. So, from what I read on that, he went out. He's comfortable with Wentz that went in. He thought it was the right call. He felt if he would have had to finish the game situational-wise, because let's say they were losing, he could have. So that doesn't sound really all too concerning, but I'm sure we will learn more in the coming days. Maybe even just him missing this week. Who knows? Either way, Patty Mahomes is week to week with his high sprain ankle. Nick Chubb, season-ending foot broke in the match. God damn, man. Like, the guy already made one comeback. You know? Like, just let him be. Don't fucking touch his feet. Oh, man. Nick Chubb lost for the season. Browns weren't having much. Honestly, I don't know what the hell is going to happen for the Browns, but good luck. I think you cut Watson, keep Winston, hope your guys all get back to where they need to, and you start fresh next year. Judy is your number one, and he can play number one just fine. The only reason he wasn't your number one before was you had Amari Cooper, and you traded his ass. So, you know, Browns fans, there's hope to look up for, hope to be there. Josh Allen, he had 4 touchdowns this Sunday, 2 rushing, 2 passing. He had 6 total last week. I think he was 3-3 last week. Like, just, the man's playing on a whole nother level. If you got him, I know I do, you might be winning a championship this year if he plays the way he does. Simple as that. That's all I'm going to say. Obviously, you got to have the rest of the team, but he gives you a hell of a chance. Hell of a chance. Rodgers to Adams, we already talked about. It was the 80th career touchdown catch between the two and his 100th overall this past Sunday. And I think he added another one too, if I'm not mistaken. He had 2 touchdowns this Sunday. So, yeah, disarray in New York. Finish up with New York talk, because honestly, I don't want to waste too much time on New York. We talk about New York on a weekly basis. They're the episodic freaking Days of Our Lives series in football. They are interviewing Dimitroff, former Atlanta Falcons GM, Thomas Dimitroff. He's the man who drafted Matt Ryan, put together a defense of young talent, threw all the offensive pieces together the year they had Ridley, they had Julio Jones, I think they had fucking Todd Gurley and a mix of whoever else in the back. Like, they put together a team the year Kyle Shanahan was their offensive coordinator and went to the Super Bowl. So there's no reason he can't get the job done. I wish you the best, Dimitrov. Hope your interview went well. I know it's a long off season, but you never know. You might get the job first off. You never know. David Montgomery, again, man, shit. I like him. He's just, he plays with that chip. Plays with that chip. And he loves it. He loves it so much. He loves the game. So it's sad to see him gone. We'll hope to see you next year, though, big guy. Ooh, we're going to love this one. 49ers. I like this story. So the 49ers, what's his name? Campbell, the linebacker who was like a Pro Bowl player a couple years ago or last year, they signed him to being Greenlaw's replacement prior to the season because they knew he wasn't going to be back for like pretty much 3/4 of the season. All right. So anyway, they go and sign this Campbell dude. I don't even give a shit enough to say his first name because I don't even remember it. But what I do know is the son of a bitch refused to go back in the second half of last week's Thursday nighter. Why? Because he felt disrespected and I'm the starter around here. No, you signed a 1-year, $5 million deal to be a goddamn backup. Go and do your job or get the fuck out of here. You know how many of us would like to sign that contract for $5 million? I got broken bones and I'll go run the field. I'll figure it out in a wheelchair anyway. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here. What is with these players? Think they're so self-entitled. Oh no, I'm gonna not go in and play this half. Get the fuck out of here. Even half his team has gone on and said that. Dude, suspended. Last 3 games. Guess what? You ain't going to no other team the rest of the year. Sit on the fucking bench. And I hope they cut your goddamn pay too, you piece of crap. I have no time and place for fucking people like that, man. You are blessed to be playing where you're at. Same fucking thing for Deontay Johnson and the Baltimore Ravens. He's not even at practice. He's probably more or less either going to be released or he's going to be fucking same goddamn thing, suspended, whatever the hell they need to do. He's not playing another goddamn down. And if he does, man, he'll be on just, they haven't used him in like 4 weeks and he'll make a catch in the fucking playoffs. That'll be it. That'll be it. As far as I'm concerned, though, you're going to sit there and refuse to go back in. You want to know why they asked him to go back in? Because Greenlaw tried playing his first game of the season after having that horrific injury in the Super Bowl. He had tightness on his goddamn calf from where the injury was. Of course, you're going to sit. And then your backup won't even do his job? Get the fuck out of here, you useless piece of shit. Moving along. I'm getting upset talking about it. I'm sorry. But, like, come on, man. Come on. Geno Smith, no structural damage in his knee. We're good to go there. What else we got here? Cousins knows he needs to play better moving forward into the playoffs. 1 game back. Tampa 8-6. You're 7-7. I can't remember if they still play. No, they don't play again. They've already played twice this year. So now you got to hope. You got to hope, fans. Your team comes away with 3 wins, and you hope that your other guys get that loss. You need 3, they need only 2. You can possibly win. So I'm pretty sure they got the head-to-head over them in points. So, with that being said, NFC South, it's going to be interesting. That's all I can say. It's going to be interesting. 3 weeks to go, and we're going to see who gets that crown. So, around the league, news presented by yours truly, Sergeant Cornholio, here only on the Beardown Corner. Onward we go. We are going to talk a little fantasy. Yeah, we're going to pull the old dick phone out. We're going to pull the wonderful thing. All I want is just my roster. That's it. So, if you are in fantasy and you are looking for some of those sleeper guys or guys that are going to help reinforce your stability going into playoff week, I know I got 9 of my 12 teams going in matches this week. I should have had 11 of 12, but hey, what do you do when you forgot to start fucking Lamar Jackson and had Baker Mayfield, who still scored me 28 points? So here's the deal. If Baker Mayfield is somehow available in any leagues that you're in and you need a quarterback, go get the fucking guy. He will still do you what you need. He is a starting fucking quarterback. He will get you what you need. Now, here's the next part, though, okay? Here's the next part. If you got Josh Allen, you're pretty goddamn good. Just kidding, no. So I forgot to start Lamar Jackson now on a team that I called Stroking Dicka. All right? I had him and A.J. Brown with 35 or 38 points and 25 points respectively. But based on who I was starting that week, and I'm pretty sure I already figured out I still would have lost regardless. The one guy blew off for his week. So there wasn't any going back. When I first seen it, I was like, oh no, I lost and didn't make playoffs because I fucked that up. No, I would have lost regardless. So at least that brings me some, condolences in my own way. But hey, it's all right. It's okay. I'm just here and I'm not going away. So, yeah. If you need a quarterback, go get Mayfield. Jackson would have done good for me this week, but we still would have lost. So, moving into it, here's where I'm stuck this week. All right? Not completely, but I have my team set. I know who is starting. Okay, and I'll list it off. I got Josh Allen, Kyron Williams, Cortland Sutton. You got fucking Nico Collins, Ladd McConkey, Trey McBride at tight end, and you have my kicker, fucking Brandon Aubrey of the Dallas Cowboys, and the wonderful Arizona defense, all right? That's who I'm rocking. Here's my thing. I have Tyrone Tracy and Tank Bigsby. Now, here's the deal. Tank Bigsby, his last few games, all right? Now we're talking playoff championship fantasy here. The man has... You ready for this? The Las Vegas Raiders, who Bijan Robinson just put up 122 fucking yards on, mind you. Okay. And the Las Vegas Raiders are also without Max Crosby, by the way. That is also important to say. They were season-ending injury for him. He went on last week. So, missing Max Crosby list defense, going against the Raiders, you're running the shit out of the ball, you know you're giving it to Bigsby because he's your big boy. I don't know, I'm tempted to play him this week, but I can't not look at Tyrone Tracy going against the Falcons. Now, Raiders didn't do much against them this week, but in weeks prior, running backs have had some success. Not a lot, but enough. So for Tracy, he's hit and miss now at this point, though, right? You play a Tampa defense that, you should have maybe had a little better. You didn't. He still had 4 targets this last Sunday. Like, I don't know what to make of him. He scores a touchdown, great, but, I don't know. I want to pack that punch. You want to pack that punch. For your weekend playoffs, you want to pack that punch. So if he is the failure on it, I'll take the possibility of him running up a goddamn storm. But I'm not going to lie. I am very looking at Tank Bigsby hard, though. I'm looking at Tank Bigsby hard. But honestly, that whatever you got, run it. I'm sure the formula's been working for you. But if you're looking for those little in-betweens, well, we got you covered on a few of that. Obviously, Cleveland. If people don't have Jerome Ford, go pick his ass back up again. He's the starting running back on a team that offensively can move the fucking ball. I don't even know what the fuck that was. Yeah, Stroking Dicka, I don't really know who I can recommend there. Most guys are pretty damn well caught up at this year. Jalen McMillan at wide receiver. He had 2 touchdowns this Sunday. He's a guy to go look at. You had what did Dobbs do this week? Dobbs, my man. But here's the thing with Romeo Dobbs. He's not the consistent number 1 or 2. He's like a trio to foursome in Green Bay. They don't have a true number 1. They don't. I thought it was Jaden Reed. I was wrong. It could be Watson. I could be wrong too. Either way, 2 touchdowns, Romeo Dobbs. He might be a sleeper. He's going up against a very susceptible New Orleans defense, though, this week. So, something to look at. Roma Dunze. What did you get this Sunday? What did you get? You were Monday night, and you had 2 catches. Yeah, I got to fuck out here. Keon Coleman, how are you doing this season, my man? You had 1 catch for 24 yards. Like it's bleak in some leagues, not so much in others. You know what? You look to... I'm not even going to say names at this point. I'm just going to break it real down and simple for you. Here's the code you need to follow to some extent, all right? Take a breakdown of the last, even just say 3 games, okay? You don't have to go 2 back, even 2 games, okay? And in those 2 games, you're going to be looking for not necessarily the catches, but target volume, right? How many yards are they averaging against these specific teams, right? Where do those teams rank overall, right? There's a few things you got to look at, but when you start putting those simple facts together, you can see patterns, which allow you to become a better overall, I guess, analyst in a way of trying to break it down. Is it guaranteed? Fuck no. But it's a good goddamn starting point. So if you got guys that are scoring touchdowns like no tomorrow, like that Najee Smith Westbrook from fucking Tennessee or whatever the fuck his name is, the man had a touchdown catch for like 9 straight weeks. No one fucking picked him up. Right? Touchdowns, catches, all that shit. Just do... I know you come to us for that breakdown, and we're here. We're here to give you some stuff. I threw out a few names. You got McCormick from the fucking Las Vegas Raiders running back situation. Him and Alexander Madison split carries this week. Like, you're not going to get much, though, at this time of the year. You need to have your team preset, ready for playoffs if you're in that playoff position. But if you're trying to fill those sleepers, well, like, that's just it. Look for them injuries, right? You know that in Detroit, it's Jamari Gibbs' show now, right? You're not going to have a bunch of backups from there, but maybe you look to, I don't know, Braylon Allen in New York, right? He got the start last week. Hall's not the healthiest. They're out of playoffs. Maybe they play the rookie a little bit more, right? You got Jerome Ford in Cleveland. They have an offense that can move. Yeah, they got stumped a bit, but now you're playing with Nick Chubb again, right? Like, it all comes into play. So, with that being said, moving into the Week 16 matchups. Any fantasy questions, anything like that, anything you want to know, we will dive even deeper into it next week's episode. We'll leave a poll up on the comments. We'll take a peek at that and see where we're at after next week. So, Week 16 matchups to come. Thursday nighter, you have Denver Broncos, Los Angeles Chargers. This game is huge implications. Huge. Chargers are 8-6. They have a bunch of 6-8 teams fucking diving down their neck right now. The defense on both are playing fucking lights out for the most part. Yeah, Tampa fucking dropped a 40 burger, but that don't mean shit. Okay? That don't mean shit. When it breaks down to it, it's going to come down to Bo Nix and that offense versus the Chargers offense. And they're going to have to move the ball just enough, even if it is for field goals. I'm not saying touchdowns, but they're going to be moving the ball on offense. And they're going to be getting smacked hard this game. So tune in this Thursday night for your Thursday night football primetime where the Denver Broncos take on the Los Angeles Chargers at SoFi Stadium. It's going to be a hard-hitting contest and a big AFC West matchup showdown. Into the rest of the Sunday. Oh, wait, this week? Oh, it's a special time of year, ladies and gentlemen. It's Christmas time. We have 2 games on Saturday, folks. Two. Houston travels to KC for a showdown against the Kansas City Chiefs. Might be a win for the Houston Texans. I'm going to go out and say I think the Houston Texans will deliver a loss to the Kansas City Chiefs on Saturday game, they're going to win in Kansas City. Pittsburgh and Baltimore. God, like are they really giving us these matchups this late in the season? Holy shit. I don't really know what to make of that one. Baltimore's defense will be on the ass swinging again. Pittsburgh's probably going to get shot up by Baltimore, so it's going to be a hell of a shootout is what it's going to be. It's going to be Russell Wilson dropping dimes to George Pickens and the rest of his crew of misfits. Well, fucking you got Mr. Jackson over here throwing 5 touchdowns to God knows everyone but fucking Zay Flowers. So it's going to be a hell of a matchup. Good luck to both teams Saturday night. Sunday games, we have Chicago and Detroit. Not much to say there. We're probably going to lose. I don't know if you got DJ Moore or DeAndre Swift. You know, I think they were both healthy this last game. Probably not much going to happen. But hey, DJ Moore, he's been consistent. So if you have him as like a bench player, he dropped fucking 23 on Detroit last game. He had 2 touchdowns. So maybe start him this week if you're in playoffs. Just saying. Cleveland and Cincy. Well, hell, it's going to be the Joe Burrow and fucking Jamar Chase show on that one, probably. Or it'll be a combination of every other wide receiver, one of the two. Who knows, actually? Maybe the Browns will actually come out to play and beat the crap out of the wide receivers. And it'll be fucking Chase Brown, everybody, who has had 2 touchdowns this last Sunday and had over 20 plus fucking fantasy points. If you have this man on your team, you have to start him. You have to start him. New York Giants, Atlanta. This is my predicament. I have the G-men with their like fucking 4th starting quarterback of the year because Tommy DeVito's on injury now. He's going to be playing against the Falcons. The Falcons are licking their chops. But Tyrone Tracy, I just don't know what I can get with you. Who knows? He might have a fucking blowout game. We're going to probably leave him in just because he has that talent. And he is undoubtedly the number 1 in New York. New York and Atlanta. Tennessee, Indy. Not really much to say there. Will Levis benched 3 interceptions last week. Indianapolis faltered fucking with 13 points and got blown out 30. They got shit pumped on turnovers, so they turned the ball over 5 fucking times to Denver. So I don't know what to make of that game, but hey, it might be one of those games that if you have Calvin Ridley, you know, maybe you have some injuries, start him. Pick up maybe that backup receiver I was talking about earlier who had the 9 touchdown catches in a row. Start him. I don't know. I don't know what to think. I'm just giving some recommend based on some stats, you know? So those could be some sleeper picks. I know I started Calvin Ridley for like 5 weeks and he didn't do me wrong, really. I just have better guys at this point. So Tennessee and Houston, or in Indianapolis. It's going to be an interesting divisional matchup. Arizona, Carolina. Oh, boy. You need some depth option here. Look at Carolina. Look for Adam Thielen. All right? There's a playoff sleep for. I grabbed him last week. Or the week before that, or whatever the hell it was. Week 14 matchup. My bad, sir. Week 14 matchup. The man put up 17, 18 points for me. He did 10 this week on my bench. He's not a bad dude to have. Go pick him up. Go grab Adam Thielen. Start his ass if you are having trouble at wide receiver. He shouldn't at least disappoint. Like, Arizona hasn't been... They've been hot. They haven't been shit hot. They've been hot, though, okay? So, defensively, they can give up some yards. I think Arizona's still going to take that game. Philly, Washington. Divisional shit fest, eh? All right. I don't really want to touch that one other than I think Saquon will get back on track for 2,000. Terry McLaughlin will have maybe a touchdown or 2. Who else? Brian Robinson Jr., the running back. He's had some good games this year. He's had some games where he literally had like 20 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. So I don't know what to make because Washington's offense, they've smacked it some days, but other times they've hit a wall. Like, hell, the Saints held them to fucking 20, and they only lost the game on the final play of the game on a 2-point because they decided to go for the win. So, yeah, it's going to be a great it's going to be a good, hard-hitting game. So, good luck to both those teams. LA Rams in New York Meadowlands to take on the Jets. fuck them Jets and good luck to the Los Angeles Rams. I hope Kyron Williams has a heyday running all over your fucking defense. That's all I'm going to say. Because Cooper Kupp and Nakua are still going to get their targets along with everything else. So, New England in Buffalo, not much going to happen there. I'm sure Josh Allen and the rest of them Bills are going to run fucking train on New England. So, sorry for all them out there that are New England fans. I know I got some people out there. But this is just not going to be your Sunday. I don't think it is. If it is, my God, you made a hell of a game plan, man. And kudos to Gerard Mayo if they can pull that off. I just don't see it happening. Jacksonville and Las Vegas, interesting game of sorts. If you have Jacoby Myers or Trey Tucker, or, that's more of a deeper option. You got the running back situation. I'm not sure what to make of it this week, but you might be able to get away with an Alexander Madison or McCormick on your... I know McCormick's questionable right now, but I don't think White, or what is it, Za'Darius White? No, not Za'Darius, but that kid in the running back in Las Vegas, the white kid. I don't know if he's healthy yet or not, but if not, maybe Madison's a plug for you this week if you're short on running backs in your league and there's not much available. 49ers in Minnesota. I think Minnie's just going to take it, and there's not going to be much there. Quan Jennings might have a great game because Minnesota's defense has given up pass shit. So I think Purdy and the rest of them can get Kittle and Juan Jennings some shit. Deebo Samuel's probably going to get fucked on points again. Running back-wise, Gerardo or any of the running backs there, they have a system. They have a system. They'll plug someone in and run the fucking ball. Tampa and Dallas for the Sunday nighter. Oh boy, baby, please give it to me. Give it to me. To all my Cowboy fans, friends out there, I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but it's not going to be horrible. It's just going to be, I think Tampa is going to run a loop on the Dallas Cowboys. I think they'll win by at least 2 touchdowns, honestly. I don't think Dallas, they'll stay competitive, but I just think Tampa's that much better. New Orleans in Green Bay. My New Orleans boys, shout out to y'all. You finish off the week on Monday night, eh? Well, I hope your defense brings that physicalness that I know they're good for, that toughness, and I hope it goes great for you. But Green Bay, I fucking hate them cheeseheads, but you know what? I can respect football, and right now they're playing winning football. And that's hard to win against when you have a team that, even though no one's blowing off the fucking board with statistics, but they're winning games. Josh Jacobs, my God, best signing in years for the Green Bay Packers. Best signing in fucking years. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. That is your roundabout for the Week 16 matchups ahead. That is your Week 15 recap from before, your Around the League news and fantasy talk. I think that does it for us here. We're coming up to the 40-minute mark, and I'm Sergeant Cornholio. This is the Beardown Corner. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, and iHeartRadio. And don't forget to check out the pretty damn near, airing almost every to every other day streaming of the Dick Hank stream with also yours truly, Sergeant Cornholio, where we have a shitter fest. But regardless, we hope that you take care. You have a wonderful week. You're ready for Week 16. You're ready to have some football fun. Do whatever with it as you will. Enjoy yourselves. Be safe. And take care of yourself. Because we're in the holiday season too. And we want to all be there with our family. So, be safe. We'd love you. Take care. Till the next time. Sergeant Cornholio out.